The gym lights hum over State Farm Arena. Sunday evening. Two teams, two rising stars, and a rivalry that refuses to cool down. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are back on the same court, and by the time this night ends, nobody watching will forget it. Indiana starts sluggish. Atlanta smells blood early, and midway through the third quarter, the dream explode. 28 points in a single frame. The lead balloons to 8. Clark's Fever look rattled, chasing shadows on defense, misfiring on offense. Anyone flipping channels right now assumes this one is over. Atlanta is rolling. Indiana is fading. But championship teams don't panic. They adjust. The fourth quarter begins, and something shifts. Indiana's defense tightens like a fist. Possession after possession, the Fever swarm, contest, deny. The Dream, who looked unstoppable minutes earlier, suddenly can't buy a bucket. 9 points. That's all Atlanta manages in the entire fourth quarter, their worst output of the season. Indiana claws back, outscoring Atlanta 17-9 down the stretch, dragging the game to a dead-even tie as the clock bleeds out. Now it's do or die. 81 apiece. Regulation is seconds from expiring, and the ball is in Atlanta's hands. Ryan Howard rises for a three, the shot that could end it right there. It clangs off the rim. But the ball doesn't die. Angel Reese, prowling the paint, rips down the offensive rebound. She has a clean look, an open lane. The entire arena holds its breath. She misses. The layup kisses backboard, then rim, and spins away. A gasp ripples through the crowd. Naz Hillmon scrambles for the loose ball and flings up a desperate, contested attempt as the final horn blares. And that shot misses too. Regulation is over. Nobody blinked, and yet somehow nobody won. Overtime. Reese wastes no time making a statement, scoring off a teammate's miss to open the extra period, planting Atlanta back in front. For a moment, it feels like Atlanta might finally close this out. But Indiana answers immediately and doesn't stop. The Fever rattle off 8 unanswered points. Kelsey Mitchell, ice in her veins, drills a layup with under 14 seconds left, stretching the lead to 5 and quietly extending her own personal streak, 19 straight games scoring 20 or more, a WNBA record nobody saw coming this deep into a rivalry night. Indiana is up 5. 10 seconds on the clock. This should be over. Then chaos erupts. Officials whistle a foul on Clark. The call is questionable at best. Replay after replay shows contact that looks incidental, maybe even non-existent. Indiana challenges immediately, certain the call will be wiped away. Commentators on the broadcast agree, predicting an overturn. The review rolls. The arena waits in tense silence. The call stands. Natasha Howard steps to the line, 3 free throws in front of her, and the margin suddenly feels razor thin. She sinks the first, the second, the third. Just like that, Indiana's cushion is gone, the lead cut to 2. 93-9-1. 10 seconds can feel like an eternity, and right now, it does. Atlanta has no choice but to foul again. All the pressure, all the noise, all the doubt, it lands squarely on Caitlin Clark's shoulders at the free throw line. One misstep, one rattled attempt, and this game could slip away in an instant. She doesn't blink. 2 free throws. 2 makes. Calm, mechanical, business as usual, as if the chaos around her doesn't exist. The lead is back to 4. Atlanta gets one final possession, one final chance to extend this classic even further. They miss. Clark tracks down the rebound herself, and instead of waiting to be fouled, instead of letting the clock tick down safely, she does something nobody expects. She winds up and launches the ball the entire length of the court, sending it soaring toward the opposite basket just to run out the final tick of the clock. It's unconventional. It's bold. It's exactly the kind of moment that will be replayed for days. The buzzer sounds. 9-5, 9-1. Indiana survives. When the dust settles, the numbers tell their own story. Clark finishes with 26 points and 9 assists, though the road wasn't smooth. She needed 20 shot attempts to get there and coughed up 5 turnovers along the way. It wasn't a clean night. It was a gritty one. And in the moments that mattered most, free throws, rebounds, poise under pressure, she delivered every single time. She wasn't alone. Kelsey Mitchell added 20 points on a rough shooting night, grinding her way to the line and into the record books with that 20-point streak. Then there's the name nobody was talking about before tip-off, Makayla Timpson. 20 points on remarkably efficient shooting, including 6 crucial points in overtime when Indiana needed every basket it could find. And anchoring it all inside, Aliyah Boston, 18 points, 14 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 steals, 3 blocks, a stat line that quietly controlled the entire game. Even the smallest contributions mattered. Sophie Cunningham barely dented the scoresheet with 3 points, but one of those baskets was a fearless and one that gave Indiana a slim lead deep in the fourth quarter, the kind of gutsy play that shifts momentum without ever making a highlight reel. On the other side, Angel Reese refused to disappear. 15 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists, another near triple-double, another reminder of a relentless motor. But this was not her cleanest performance. 5 for 16 from the field, 4 turnovers, 5 fouls. The margins were thin, and on this night, they broke against her. Alicia Gray tried to single-handedly carry Atlanta's offense, exploding for 32 points, with Natasha Howard chipping in 17 more. Atlanta was nearly perfect from the free throw line, sinking 25 of 26 attempts. And it still wasn't enough. That's the cruelty of a game this tight. You can do almost everything right and still walk away with nothing. Clark and Reese have shared the floor in massive moments before, but this one had layers most rivalry games don't. An early collapse, a furious defensive rally, a missed game winner at the buzzer, a second missed shot in the final seconds of regulation, a controversial foul call upheld under review, 2 ice-cold free throws with the game hanging in the balance, and a signature, unforgettable finish, a length of the court heave to seal the win. This wasn't just another chapter in the Clark Reese story. It was one of the wildest ones yet, a game that swung from disaster to triumph and back again, decided in the final desperate seconds by nerve, composure, and one player who simply refused to let the moment beat her.